It's always fun when you have chance to play with something new. Today we will be looking at a couple of products from the Meross. This is the Meross Outdoor Smart Plug and Meross Smart Power Strip. And yes, both of those products can be added to Home Assistant. So let's see if they are good, bad or ugly. We'll start in a couple of seconds. Full disclosure, these two products, actually four products, were sent to me by Meross free of charge. But I also didn't receive any kind of a payment to create a video on them. The deal was that if I find them useful and if it fits my content, I will do a video on those two devices. The other two devices still haven't arrived. But why did I actually decide to go with this review and create videos on them? Well, let's look at the outdoor plug first. Meross Outdoor Smart Plug, which is currently selling for 34.52 euros, EU version, is actually a very solid plug. I was looking for a smart plug or smart power strip or something that can be used outdoors. And I did see a couple of companies produce such products, but actually this was the first one that I decided to make a review of. My use case for the outdoor plug is of course not the same as somebody who has a house or lives on the countryside, not in the center of the city. But actually I do also have a couple of uses for it, and I will talk about my reasons later in the video. If you have a house with a garden, this is actually a really nice product that fits your garden needs. Although you do have to be careful because it only has IP44 rating against the dust or water. That means that the device is protected from dust, not too small dust, and of course it is protected against some water splashes. So keep it away from the rain or the pool. The product itself is built very solid. The covers on the outlets that protect them are very sturdy, very solid, and they do close with a bang, which gives me a bit more confidence than if they would be sloppy or falling out. Since most of the Meross products are HomeKit compatible, this product is compatible too. That means that you have two options on how you can set it up in your smart home. Actually, three options, but we'll talk about my favorite one at the end. First option is of course to use the Meross app. Adding the device itself is really straightforward and most devices go to the same process. After you install the app, you click on plus, you select what type of device you want to add, it finds the device, it connects the device, you type in your Wi-Fi network, credentials and SSID, and it connects to your network. And that's it. The process is more or less the same for this smart outdoor plug and also the power strip I will be showing you in a couple of minutes. For the HomeKit, the process I guess is same as with any other HomeKit devices. You scan the barcode on your Apple device and you are good to go. One thing I like that this product has and some other products do not have is that you can retrieve your HomeKit code from within the Meross app. So I will be keeping Meross app at least for now, although I did take photos of all the codes and also store them in a safe location, just to be sure that if I remove it from the current installation, transfer to other site, I can still add it via the HomeKit integration. But what's wrong with the plug? Yeah, there is one thing that is, in my opinion, something that is overlooked. Of course, it does have impact on the price. The price for this is 34 euros, which I think at the end for a device like this is not that high. But it's lacking one, for me, very important functionality, and that is power metering. Again, I know that this would bring the cost up to add the capability of monitor the power consumption, but I really do think that devices today should provide you some kind of a power metering. There are other smart plugs that have that capability, but on the other hand, those plugs don't have some of the capability that this smart plug has. First of all, which I really like, is the ability to control the individual outlets. While you can use the button to shut down both outlets at the same time, in the app and of course inside Home Assistant, you can control the individual outlets. And this is exactly my use case. One thing I also didn't mention, and this is the maximum amps. If you are in the EU, it is limited to 10 amps on 220 volts, which is a shame. 16 amps would be much better. On the other hand, while there are some devices that require 16 amps in the garden, there are not a lot of them. If you would be using this device for what it is intended to work with, for example your garden or porch lights, water pump for your pond, or something similar, 10 amps should be more than sufficient. In my case, I'm using this and will be using this outdoor smart plug on my balcony. I currently have two outlets there. One outlet is used by the solar panel to feed in the solar power in my grid, and the other one was used to power the rolling camera that I'm still testing, but also to recharge my Xiaomi Mi M365 scooter. And that's the problem. I'm missing one outlet. And the other port now can also be automated. I can start the charging cycle at 5 in the morning for my Mi electric scooter, and then at 8 o'clock I can stop the charging. That makes sure that my scooter is always full, but also that means that my charger doesn't have to be powered 24/7 and wasting energy when it's not required. How do you add it to Home Assistant? First, you need to make sure that the device is connected to your Wi-Fi network. One is to add it to the Meross app, and after the device has been configured, connected to your Wi-Fi network, you should see it in your Home Assistant. In the notification page, after you have added the device, and if it's on the same network as your Home Assistant, you should see new devices that have been discovered. Check it out. We have the outlet, this is the surge protector, and we have this MSS620, which is the outdoor outlet. In order to configure them, you will need HomeKit setup code. Let's first add this Office surge protector. Click on Configure, type in the pairing code, and click Submit. Select the area. This one will go to Zeta Room and click Finish. Next, let's add the outdoor outlet. Click on Configure. This one is on the balcony. Let's click Finish. We have the outdoor device where we can control the outlet 1 and outlet 2. And we also have the other one where we can control individual outlets and also the USB ports. But now let's look at Smart Power Strip. And this device by Meross is actually sold in the Apple stores here in Croatia. This device is compatible with HomeKit. Yes, you can add it to your Amazon, Google Smart Assistant and control them also there. But most important, you can also add it via the HomeKit integration to Home Assistant. And this is something that I have done with this Smart Power Strip. On some websites, you can see this device listed as a surge protector. I'm really not sure that this device actually is a surge protector. It's just a Smart Power Strip. But I really love the simplicity and also efficiency of this Smart Power Strip. There are 4 power outlets, and you can individually control those 4 power outlets either from the Meross app or from Home Assistant. The button on the device itself can be used to shut down everything on this Smart Power Strip. All 4 power outlets, but also all 4 USB ports. And yes, you can also control USB ports with one cavity. Unfortunately, you have to control them as a group. You cannot turn one of them, you have to turn all of them either on or off, which is semi-good, and I think that this is one of the 2 problems that this power strip has. I really would love the ability to control the individual USB outlets, because that way, for example, I can turn off some of the devices, but I can also leave powered some of the other devices that I usually power via the USB cable. But that's also maybe my mistake, why I power them via the USB cable. One thing that this Meross Smart Power Strip has that the other one doesn't have, it's support for 16 amps, which is awesome, because I already have a use case for this, and I will do a video maybe later down the road about that use case, since this is a work in progress, and I hope to have that finished in a week or 2 weeks, but it will allow me to power everything I need to power, and also use 4 ports, because my current power strip, dump power strip from IKEA, only has 2 USB ports. When we are talking about USB ports, combined amps for 4 USB ports is 4 amps. So yeah, it's not that good for fast charging, but for that of course we need special chargers and special cables to be able to pull that one off. For my use case, and this is powering two LED strips, very short, very small LED strips, this is perfect because previously on the IKEA power strip I was using 2 out of 2 ports. Now I will also have 3 ports to power something else too. But what is the second thing I was mentioning as a negative side for this smart power strip? Again, no power monitoring. I know that for 45 euros you usually cannot buy 4 smart outlets plus a smart USB charger because this device actually has 4 controllable smart outlets plus group of 4 smart controlled USB ports. But still, I really wish there was a way, at least combined, to see how much power is consumed by all the devices or individual devices on this smart power strip. The response from the device is very fast, and as it says, while I didn't test that actually no traffic has gone out of my network, you instantly see a result after you press a button. The relays themselves are a bit loud, but I myself prefer those chunky relays that you can hear because it makes me feel like it's a bit more robust than some flimsy relays you see in other power outlets. Onboarding of the device, as I mentioned, is the same as the previous one. In the Meross app, if you are using Meross app, or inside the HomeKit app, click on plus sign, select the type of device you want to add, connect to that device, enter the credentials for your Wi-Fi network, and you are good to go. If there is a firmware update, you will be presented with the option for the firmware update. I didn't get a notification for the firmware update for this device, but I did get notification for the outdoor smart plug. As with previous outlet, for this device you can also find the HomeKit code inside the app. If everything is set up correctly, you will receive in Home Assistant notification that the new device has been discovered. And once again, this is a HomeKit device that you can then press configure, type in the HomeKit code, either from the sticker or from the Meross app, submit, select the location, and you are good to go. One thing that is missing inside Home Assistant that is present in the Meross app is the ability to control everything from a single button or single switch. Here we have 4 individual outlets plus ability to control the power to USB ports. And we also have identification or press to identify the device itself. But we are missing that master switch that we can flip and turn all the devices and all the USB ports off. Which is a shame, but then again we can create a script that if, for example, we turn one of the outlets, it turns everything else also off. If there is a reason why you would do that. As for what you can use this smart power strip, you can use it for multiple things. I will be installing it in my kid's room. We are currently remodeling a whole room and it will be used to power her desk. It will be used to power the table light, the charger for the notebook, 2 additional LED strips, and Google speaker. So for me, there is only one outlet that I will be controlling with it, and that is the charger for the notebook itself. But since sun has arrived in the northern hemisphere, you can, for example, create automation that would be triggered twice a day. First time it would start the vent to create air circulation, and then later on in the night or in the morning, turn it off. If I have to compare those two outlets, I cannot. They have different purposes and they fit their own use cases. The outer one is great if you need something for the outdoors. And it's also very nice that they have embedded a ring and not have it dangling somewhere in the air. And the smart power strip, which is really simple design, looks perfect. It really is what it is. Power strip. And if you are using power strips in your home and you require 16 amp EU certified power strip that is also smart, for 45 euros, I think it's a very nice buy. But one of the biggest wins for us is the ability to add this device to Home Assistant via the HomeKit integration. Should you get one of those? No. I mean, if you do not need them, why would you get anything? It's like spending money on Amazon on a Prime Day just because something is 40% off. If you don't need it, you will save 100% if you do not buy it. But if you are looking for outdoor smart plug that is IP44 rated. Meross one is great. On the other hand, if you are looking something for your home office or wherever you need a smart power plug, then also this smart power strip is something that you should definitely consider. And don't forget that one of the key points is that this device can work locally, even if you lose internet connection. With this integration, you can control it, and that's one of the things that we are looking in a smart devices. I really do hope that you did find this video useful. And if you did find it useful, please give me a thumbs up. But before I wrap up, I really want to thank all those wonderful people that are supporting me and that have become YouTube channel members. Thank you all for all of your support. And some of you have been supporting me for a very long time. But also, let's not forget each and every one of you who has watched, liked, or commented on my videos. I really do appreciate all the time and effort you have put towards this channel. Thank you. If you too want to support the channel, you can do it in a couple of ways. First, become a YouTube channel member for only €2 or $2 per month. Or go to merchandise store and check out some of the merchandise there. I will be seeing you next time. Until then, bye bye and have fun.